Peace and power, family. It's your boy Shane the Artist, and welcome to another episode of the Rebellious Rhymer Podcast. That's right, welcome to another episode of the Rebellious Rhymer Podcast. I am your host, Shane the Artist, and this is Black Conservatism without the buck dancing. Well, we have a special guest today. He is a guest today on the Rebellious Rhymer Podcast, but I am a guest on his live on TikTok due to some technical difficulties on my behalf, I'll admit. So, but we got it straight, and now we're good to go. Y'all probably can't see me on camera on the TikTok, but you can hear me, so you'll be able to hear the questions and stuff that I'm going to ask this young superstar right here. Can you turn the camera on? If not, I'm good just like this.
Where's your camera at?
Hold on. Let me see if I can activate. Let's see here. And bam, there we go. Can y'all see me now?
Okay.
Bet.
Yeah, I see you now.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to once again welcome you to the Rebellious Rhymer Podcast. And our special guest today is RIVEN. So give it up for RIVEN. He's a fantastic, wonderful MC, and I definitely had a chance of watching him grow up and watching him develop his style. And I know this guy probably more than a lot of people think they know him because hell, I raised him. He's my son, and he's a dope MC. And so. What's been going on, Riven? What's happening with you?
Nothing much. Just been working, grinding, just working on the back end, really. Trying to get stuff like publishing and all that stuff done, label stuff. I'm independent now, but
okay.
Just had to take care of a lot of stuff on that.
Absolutely. So, what got you started making music? Like, take us back to like when you first wanted to start doing music.
I mean, you probably remember, but you probably remember the first song I did was Steven's Hangover. That.
Yeah, I do remember Steven's Hangover.
Basically, it was a song that I did about my uncle being pretty faded off alcohol.
Okay.
I was like 5. I mean, not 5. I don't know how old I was. But yeah.
You were definitely pretty young. Yeah, you were around. I would say around 6 or 7. Yeah, definitely. I remember. I remember that. That was a pretty interesting. And how did you what was your thought process when you first started putting that rhyme together, Steven's Hangover?
I don't know. I think I kind of, because obviously you was already rapping and stuff, so you already had like the equipment and stuff, and I just had a creative vision. I don't even know how else to describe it.
Well, that's definitely a good way to describe it. So, growing up, what were some of the rappers you was listening to, like back in the day? Who, what were some of the people that you would say influenced your style?
Back in the day, I really started off, like my first rapper I really listened to heavy was probably Eminem, actually. But funny enough, got to me.
Right.
But that was like in my younger years, and then later on, I started getting it more into like the Odd Future, stuff like Odd Future, like A$AP Rocky.
Right. Wolfgang, Kill 'Em All.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can kind of see a little bit of that in your style. I definitely thought that there were some dope artists coming up. The whole A$AP clan, I guess they would call it A$AP mob or something, with A$AP Ferg and A$AP Rock
Yeah.
and Rock, all these other guys. Yeah, that's cool, man. I can definitely see a little bit of that in your style and your deliverance. So what are some of the challenges of being an underground MC? Being that it's such a competitive scene, especially in Houston, it's very competitive in Houston. But as an underground MC, like, what are some of the biggest challenges that you face as an underground artist and now an independent underground artist?
I feel like probably just trying to get my name out there. Get your name out there as an independent artist is really hard. Like because you don't really have any. You need like the narrative to be spun about you to really start getting discussed. I feel like, and if not, you kind of just got to go with like the fan base that you have, the cult.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, really just that and money too, of course.
Well, that'll always help. Definitely that'll always help. That'll always help. Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, I know you be doing your music thing. You have hot singles out there. Like Run 'Em Up, do RIVEN. First of all, you used to go by Little Ultima / RIVEN. Like you carried both names. But it seems like I just noticed that you dropped the Little Ultima name. Any particular reason why you dropped Little Ultima?
No particular reason. I just wanted to. I guess if there is one, I just wanted to shorten it to just RIVEN, to just keep it simpler. But I don't mind being called Ultima.
Right.
Or anything like that.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. The people wanted to know. So this is some of the questions that they had. Like why did you drop RIVEN? Now I remember in particularly an album. This was your first album, and every time we talk, I always bring this up because I thought this album was really, really dope, and I wish that you had a copy of it. But your very first album was an album called Diamond Encephalon. Am I correct?
Diamond Encephalon, yeah. Yep, my first mixtape ever.
Right. Now, on a personal note here, I would listen to Diamond Encephalon, and I was blown back. Like I was in awe that this was my son. Like I was like, damn. Like I couldn't believe it, man. I was really blown away. I'm not gonna say that I was surprised because I always knew that you had the talent, but I was very impressed with that project. What was some of the motivation behind that? And do you ever plan on doing another type of Diamond Encephalon type of project? But by the way, before you even answer that question, Diamond Encephalon, you were more like your style has kind of changed over since then. You kind of more sing a little bit like a rhythmatic flow, was to when on the Diamond Encephalon, you was just straight up rhyming. Like you was showing your lyrical skills.
Yeah.
You know, do you ever plan on dibbling and dabbling back in that style, or was that just a one and done?
I mean, it wasn't really a one and done. That was just kind of like, I mean, that was just the swag back then. Like for me, like
Right.
like ASAP, and you know, like boom bap beats were still very like people like Joey Badass and stuff like that. You know, they were coming up back in
Yeah,
those days. That was
definitely.
another person I was listening to heavy. So
Yeah,
that's
because you
really
was
where my
rhyming on.
inspiration came from.
That's very true, man. Yeah, because you were like rhyming on doom beats, um, like which was also, you know, rest in peace to MF Doom. But yeah, you were definitely like rhyming on MF Doom beats and J Live beats, and stuff like that. So, you know, that was some of the underground hip hop that we were listening to. The generation before you, the older generation, was listening to those kind of music. So, big ups for the Diamond Encephalon, man. We really appreciate you putting out that project. So, if anybody have a copy of Diamond Encephalon, hit us up, please. You know, we might offer you something for that. You know, just so I can get my hands on it.
One of my
Yeah,
supporters might have it, but I doubt it.
I just felt that, you know, I guess you can call it wishful thinking. You know, because I'll just, you know, just make that call and maybe somebody out there somewhere, you know, but who knows? But so other than the music, do you have any other hobbies outside of music? You know, what do Riven get into when he's not in the studio?
Be playing games. I play like the ring. I like to skateboard too.
Okay,
Like
yeah,
skating.
I think
Playing
I've seen
basketball.
some of your skateboard videos, man. You're pretty good, man. Stuff that I know that I couldn't do. I bust my head open trying to do them kick flips and stuff. But yeah, okay. So you doing the skateboarding thing, man. That's dope. I don't know if I'm gonna embarrass you or not, but I remember when you was just a little youngin and you wanted to learn how to ride the skateboard. So I took you to that elementary school that you ended up going to, and they had a little small ramp on there. And I was like, go ahead and ride the skateboard down the ramp. And ride the skateboard down the ramp. And
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah, you did. You rode the skateboard down the little ramp and bam, you crashed and hit your head. So I think that was your first bail. Uh, but you got right back up and you got right back on that skateboard, man, because you tough, man. You toughed it out and you got right back on that board and you continue to learn how to skate. So that's something that I definitely remember and appreciate, and we will give a round of applause for that because you had overcome some adversity. So this microphone keeps coming in and out. I don't know why, but you know, we're gonna continue to rock and roll. So what do you think your most memorable experience that you've had so far, as far as in your music career? Like, what's something that you've done or accomplished that sticks out in your head?
Probably doing the Drake stuff where I did the deal with OVO and Despo and all that stuff. I think that was a pretty cool time.
Most definitely. Definitely, yeah. You know, that was definitely a big moment in your career. And for those who don't know, OVO is, I guess, as now correct me if I'm wrong, but OVO is like a sister label or is Drake's label that is, I guess, is headed by his manager Future, right?
Yeah, yeah, his manager Future. They had
And,
me meet him. Yeah, that's still probably the most powerful person I ever met.
right. That's right. And so Future, I guess he connected with Despo, but the other two guys that they would create Chillin' Island, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Right? Wasn't that the name of the label?
Mm. Yeah, Chillin' Island.
Through OVO. Okay, yeah. That was definitely a big moment for you. You've definitely signed other deals since then, and I'm sure there's more to come. And you've been moving forward ever since you got started, and you haven't stopped. And that's very impressive, man. Definitely,
No, thank you.
definitely.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I try to get it done. I'm about to drop again soon. I'm gonna drop a EP next week.
Okay, what's the name of that? What's the name of that EP? So for the listeners out there.
Matrix Music. It's gonna be called Matrix Music.
Okay. All right. Yeah, man. That sounds like it's definitely going to be the business, man. So, I can't wait until that drop. Well, might be getting a little bit more on the controversial side now. And these are just rumors. These are things that I heard out there in the streets. You know what I'm saying? But now, and you don't have to talk about this if you don't want to. And you don't have to say any names. You don't have to incriminate anybody or anything like that. But, from my understanding, there was an incident where somebody pulled out some a heater on you or something like that. Like, I kind of wanted to see what was going on with that. That's if you are comfortable with talking about that. But, from what I understand, that there was heaters involved. And I want to, ask about that and to make sure that you cool and you good with the situation.
Yeah, just a little mishap that went down. That kind of just went left, but made it out there safely, fortunately.
Right.
But yeah, definitely don't find myself in situations like that.
Yeah, most definitely.
Often.
Yeah, we definitely got to watch the circles that we move in. You know what I'm saying? And like the old school folks used to say, you keep your grass cut low, and that way the snakes are exposed. You know what I'm saying? Off with their heads. Okay, well, I'm glad you came out safe in that situation. Just so people know, I crash out over mine. So, and that's all I gotta say about that. So as far as younger rappers coming up, do you have any kind of advice that you might want to pass on to the younger generation coming up?
Yeah, I'll probably just say, don't give up. Just keep working. Consistency is key. And, quantity is key too. Like, the more work you have out there, the more you're gonna get paid. That's statistically. It doesn't matter if you're getting 5 plays or 5,000 plays. If you got 10 songs versus 1, you're gonna make more money. So yeah, just drop as much as you can.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely good advice. That's definitely good advice there. You definitely want to put out as much music as possible. You want as much quality as possible with your music, but at the same time, you need as much music out there as possible. The more like you said, the more music you got out there, the more revenue you will generate. So that's definitely some good advice. That's definitely some good advice, man. So from my understanding,
I got a dip son too.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Now, let me ask you one more question. So, from what I understand, you are going to be at South by Southwest. Is that the case, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna be at South by Southwest next month, and you will be too. Funny enough. So that's
Yeah, definitely. I will be at South by Southwest myself performing. So Shane the artist and Riven, what a lovely combination, man. Hopefully I'll bump into you out there, and we can link up and do what we always do, man. Well, once again, this has been an episode of the Rebellious Rhymer podcast. I'm your host, Shane the artist, and this interview was with Riven. Yes, sir. I really appreciate the time and effort that you put in, and this is a dope interview, man. I appreciate you. Keep doing your thing.
Dropping next week, by the way.
Say that again.
No, I'm just talking to one of the people here.
Oh, okay.
Bryce. We're dropping next week. Matrix Music.
No doubt.
Check out the Rebellious
Rhymer. Yeah, Rebellious Rhymer podcast. Yeah, you can check out the Rebellious Rhymer podcast. Subscribe on YouTube, the Rebellious Rhymer podcast on Twitter. Also, there's you can follow me on Facebook as the Rebellious Rhymer podcast on Facebook. I do artist interviews, so any underground artists, up and coming artists out there, if you want to do an interview, just hit me up or hit Riven up, and we'll get that set up. And yeah, man, we appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk with us. Any last words that you got to say, Riven?
Not really. Shit, just stay up, keep working on new music soon. Matrix Music dropping next week.
That's what's up, man. Couldn't have said it better myself. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Once again, we appreciate you, Riven. And this has been an episode of the Rebellious Rhymer podcast. Remember to smash that like button and subscribe. Rebellious Rhymer podcast on YouTube. Follow me, Rebellious Rhymer podcast on X, and the Rebellious Rhymer podcast page on Facebook. Peace and power, y'all. Riven, I will be... That's right. And I'll be catching you at the South by Southwest, man.
Yeah, no, I'll see you there. I'll see you in Austin.
Hell yeah, man. We ought to have us a time.
Yeah, for sure. All right, then, y'all, be safe.
All right. All right, you too, man. Peace and power.